So this is Pip. I am doing my case study on a young lad. He's 8 years old and in third grade in a school in Bremerton School District in Crown Hill, where I'm doing my student teaching. He's a social kid. He's just a super young lad. He's quietly spoken, follows directions, does his assignments, does his individual stuff, works in groups, just everything. He tries really hard. He was tested back in the middle of September through the end of September at the beginning of the school year. He's tested first grade in phonics, vocabulary, comprehension and math, and second grade in number and operations and algebra and geometry. So they use iReady testing facilities, and that's how we ended up with his testing results. So a little bit about his family. I went to the family conference or student conference a couple of days ago, and their family seems all together. 2 parents, both, and they're married. Mum volunteers at the school and is really involved in making sure everything is completed with the son. They have there's one brother who is a gifted student. So there seems to be no family issues that are hindering him. The only issue I can see is he is very young for his age, for being in that school year. So it's quite interesting. I was able to get hold of the printouts of his results from his testing. And on the math diagnostic, he was showing pretty low, and they predict where he'll be typically going to be get to, and he's still going to be below grade level. And then they also predict a stretch level, which is an attainable level. But that makes interesting reading for at the student conferences, because the parents see a huge gap between where the grade level is and where, even with a lot of work, they can only get to the they think they're only going to get to the bottom of of not even reaching the level they need to be. But at least with putting that stretch level in with the extra work, they can see that they can be getting close to it. So it's an interesting form and how they actually work it out. So I'm sort of excited to see how this pans out. So it's sort of interesting reading. So that's the math one, and I've got the English one coming up next. As you can see from the math one, he's pretty close. On the English one, he's actually quite a long way away from reaching the typical, and he's testing in first grade for almost all of it. And he's a long way away, and even with the stretch, he's quite a long way away. The typical is pretty short, and then it's quite a big gap between that and the stretch. So it's just going to be very interesting to see how he gets through this towards the end of the year. He does have a lot of help from his parents, so, or his mum especially, not so much his dad, but his mum for sure. And she's very active towards helping him, and he's getting support right now, so I'm not sure how the plan is for the rest of the year. But it'll be interesting to see. Anyway, so that's the 2 iReady tests for the beginning of the year. And this was done quite a few weeks ago now, so it'll be interesting to see where he is right now and see if any of the progress has helped him. So currently, the family has a student doing private tutoring for math every Saturday morning for, I believe, about an hour and a half. And then he's also in a school program that he comes in 45 minutes early, 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. And that's with a Title I teacher for reading. I've actually sat in on that a couple of times. So they do individual reading in a small group, and also half the time they go on a computer and do iReady reading. So that's basically when they tested at the beginning of the season year, they go into their particular level. So it's all set out for their individual standard. And then also they are doing a small group reading 1 hour, 5 days a week, and that's during the actual school day where he's pulled out from this actual class he's in. And he's in my class, so he goes out from that class each day. So that's where we are right now with this student, and I'm interested to see what everyone else has to say about this child, and he's just a nice kid. So I'm interested to see what people think of it. Thank you very much.